And regardless, hi guys. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but it's really bad. I mean, I apologize. I was going to get up here. I have form Chromebooks hooked in here, and apparently there's something wrong with the one. It won't go online. It says it doesn't get Wi-Fi. The other two are just flat out frozen. This is my big one, my latest one, my fourth one, and I don't know what's going on with the lighting. It's just like I don't know. And I'm here by myself, so my husband can't figure this out for me. And I keep thinking, well, if I sit back a wee bit, I'm still a little bit darker. Maybe we'll try to put this in and you can brighten it up at your house. Because I really don't know why it's doing this. And I've got very little time. My husband's coming to get me in just a few. He's taking me out to dinner. Yes, it's something we do every once in a while. He bought me a new gown. Isn't this cute? It's got the lace on the sleeves, if you can see it, with this terrible picture, and new earrings and a new necklace, sapphire diamond. It was for Easter, and this gown goes to the floor. I don't know if I can show you. I'll try. Okay, it's got a belt that I added, and it goes all like to the floor, and there's lace about the hem. It's the A line type. I could put one of my crinolines and it would really go, but I like the way it flows, and hopefully not too restrictive. I really don't know why my camera is doing this. It seems the darker I am, the better off it is, which for you is probably true. You may not even be hearing me because I forgot I got to have these. Yes, okay. We're going to try this again. We're going to try to do this halfway in the dark because I don't know where um, I'm going wrong here. My camera's completely off, and I've just about shut off every light in the house except the light that comes from my Chromebook. I'm adjusting here. I'm sorry. I have four Chromebooks hooked in so that I could have guests and so forth. And they won't go online. One is too full. The other one needs the cache done. This is my newest Chromebook, and I thought I would have no problem, so I switched back to it. And I've got this camera lighting problem. So, in other words, a usual Monday. It's about folks. I've been telling the hippies to reunite since 1979. I think that the lower, was it the love and peace needs to come back because it's been really crazy. It's getting flipping biblical. We've got volcanoes, earthquakes, tidal waves, fires, droughts. My Corpus Christi lake in Texas has dried up completely. I am totally freaked out. I mean, I took my husband from Georgia. Another long story. I read a book. Published author. Yeah, just say if you didn't read the bio, published author, Army veteran. We were the first women to train with the men. Check out Private Benjamin. Goldie Hawn's got my shot. Yeah, she was good at it too. Didn't have enough in there, but yeah, you only have so much you can put in. I hope you can see me well enough to understand what's going on. Um, and I'm not. I think you're still not hearing me. Oh, of course you're not. I am just having one of those days. Where are you? Where's the damn thing? Have we got? Have I got power? Hey, there I am. So you've had 5 minutes of not knowing. I'll see if I can start that again and cut that out. If not, just fast forward. For some reason, I have four Chromebooks. Two won't go online because it says I don't have any Wi-Fi. Everything else is working great. The only problem I seem to have is lighting. It gets lighter. I kind of seem to fade away a little bit, which may be good for you guys. I'm here. I'm wearing all the hats today, and I spent 3 minutes or so talking to y'all, and you couldn't hear a damn thing. So forgive me again. I was in a hurry. I had to jump through, grab the podcast, get it done, and then dash out with my husband to go to dinner. He had bought me a new gown for Easter. He knows I'm one of those Easter people. Yeah, I do the dress up thing, uh, you know, for church. I was raised that way, and I'm an adopted child. Another book. My only advice is to anyone who's adopted, run if they find you. Run, change your name, change your hair color. Don't ever go on social media again and screen your phone calls. Don't go. Don't let them know where you are. Just a piece of advice. It's not all cookies and pancakes, girls. At any event, I'm here now. So I decided if we were going to go on with this. So those of you who know me, you know me well enough to know, hey, it might be better if she is in the dark. It is a bar. It's at my house, but it is a bar. And so I am in my new gown. And like I said, it goes to the floor, the lace trim at the sleeves and everything. So it's really cute. And this is the type I like to wear with the A-frame skirt that just flows with you when you're moving. And I love it because we both found a site that we just adore. And it doesn't cost us a fortune to do these things. And I get stopped every time I go out wanting to know where I got this and all the above. And I can't actually say because that would be advertisement. And I kind of work for them a bit. And when they pay me, I'm going ahead and telling people where to go. But in the meantime, they send me things and I rate them. And so far, most of them have been pretty good. There was a bathing suit you couldn't put on a pig, let alone a human being. We won't go there. So I got up here and I see my mic is going to give me fits today too. I don't have time to play with the soundboard since I've lost light and I finally just got sound. I get up here, like I said, it's my bar. I've been trying to get you hippies to reunite. I think the '70s show should come back on social media. Cheers. Yeah, I just love those. I do. I really do. I like matching and wearing dark blue today. Oh, my husband buys me these little whiskey fireballs, and people think I'm drinking a lot because I sit here and take 4 or 5 shots. I like my whiskey on the rocks. Wears it down a bit, keeps it cold. Unless I'm playing cards, and just a different story. If I'm going to get up there and kick ass, I'm just in a hurry. People underestimate us women a lot. In my particular case, at 5'2", green-eyed, blonde hair, reddish blonde, strawberry blonde, they call it. I had fun in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, and into my 50s. I wonder why. Guys are a lot of fun. I love them for a little while. Try not to take too many home, and if you do, make sure you throw them back out. It's like fish. Get the little ones back in there. I laugh. I have had a husband now for almost 4 decades, and he's pretty good. He was so funny. He had to go help a friend because he welds and things as well. He does a lot of things. His friend called him and wanted him to come and weld a backhoe for some reason. And that's the area where he picks up my cigars because they're the least expensive there. It's like I get 4 packs for 11 and 15, something like that. If you go anywhere else, it's 18 for two. It's just weird. So I decided to pop in anyway, even though I'm having so much trouble. I know I'm going to be upset when I look at this if I have a chance. So I probably will keep it short. I'm allowed to have a cigar. I call my cigarillos my wee cigars when I'm up here. I only drink when I'm at the bar, which is generally when I'm broadcasting. I broadcast live. Oh, nuts. It's a Monday. Gods. Live chat's on now, guys. If you can jump in, please do so. Leave it in the comments. Yes, I know we've got bad lighting. We'll have to figure out what the hell's going on with it. But you can't see me, not the background too clearly. And I look better in the dark. I'm not 20. I could probably give a 20-year run for money. If I knew what I know now when I was 20, oh my God, then we'd have to run. I don't know what it is, but I've got into these Chinese dramas recently. And like I said, if I was 20, when I untie them, they need to run. Me and God are going to talk. If I get to be reincarnated, I want to be in China. You wouldn't think so. But if you haven't checked out these little China short drama videos that they have on YouTube, some of them are so funny. Last night I saw one, and it had to be a comedy. I laughed till I cried. The girl beat the guy up constantly, and he's big old dude. Beat the shit out of him. I mean, she beat the snot out of him like 3, 4 times. But they finally worked things out. Usually they did that before bed and then they worked things out, which is true of most of us. But I've been really into those, and I'm shocked at how many damn good looking men are walking out of that country. Dudes, man, where the flip were you when I was 20 and 30 and 40? And shit, I wanted to throw you back at 50. I'd have kept your ass. I'm looking at the girls on here going, he's asleep. What are you waiting for? Yank that shit off. Hippies unite. Yeah, make love, not war. I might be old, but I still believe in that axiom. I understand we've got earthquakes, volcanoes, we've got tidal waves, we've got a lake that has completely disappeared. Um, Corpus Christi lake has disappeared. I honeymooned there. I took my husband from Georgia. He wasn't that then. Lived with him for about 4 years in San Antonio, which I loved that area. And finally got married to him. Another write a book about. So I mean, he asked every day. It was wearing me down because I wasn't going to do it. I did it one time. I still ended up raising a child until he was 13 by myself, which was cool with me. It was kind of cute. The lawyer said, "You found all this yourself. You didn't use an attorney, and is it possible that you really don't want alimony? You don't want the funds for college reimbursed, child support?" I was like, "Your Honor, if I can't take care of my son, I'd have gave him to somebody who could. I'm an adoptee myself, but I worked two jobs and went to college to take care of my kid because everything changed so fast through the 80s and the 90s. And in Texas, they wanted you to speak Spanish on top of that. It was a lot of fun. Ran through DC, Maryland, and so forth. It was the baby's grandmother and their family. So I went to DC and worked out there. In fact, I was working at the agricultural building, a very high position. I see we're still echoing. And we were in on creating the food stamp program, back when they had the funny Monopoly money. Yeah, little books. Well, we put that together. So I was in the top of it. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I was on the start of that. I was on the start of the first females being trained. Yeah, I probably want that. What did you do? Okay, well, we'll leave that for right now. I'm trying to raise my husband went out 2 weeks ago, opened this boat up to go fishing. I don't go fishing. I'm a city girl. Got no problem with that. I always tell him, take a baggie, put your wallet in, put your phone in. I don't care if you're in a boat. Put your shit in the bag, leave a little bit so it'll float. He don't listen worth shit. It's been 30 plus years. I mean, working 4 decades. That shit still don't work. If I was there, it would have. But that's okay. He's got a new phone. He fell in. But before he left the previous day, he had taken the tarpaulin off. And of course, there was two babies. They were they were just born. The temperature slid down into the just upper 30s, and I couldn't take it. I went out, and the mother still hadn't gotten it. So I grabbed him and threw him against my body to warm them up because they were so cold at first. I thought they'd passed, and I was trying to warm them up. And my husband came out and said, "Right, I'll go get the milk." And we've done this before. We've raised at least 14 on the bottle in the past 5 years that have been abandoned and would have died. Mother was never found in any of their cases. So he ran and got me the kitten milk, and I started feeding him. But the little white and gold one just wouldn't eat, and she would cry and cry. I didn't sleep. She lasted almost 10 days. And I named her Angel because just something I just knew. She wasn't thriving. She wasn't eating very well. It broke my heart. It always does. And I kept, every other minute taking them out in the box in the hopes that the parents or the mom at least would come and get their baby. They didn't. And so I would take them back in. But I lost Angel. The other one I call Houdini because I have this big box and I used to carry him around in a box, carry him now around in a box. And he's doing really good. He got his eyes open a couple of days ago and he's so cute. He's gray with a touch of orange and white. And I'm holding him so that I can get the bottle to him. And his eyes just widened and he put his head back and I was like, yeah, dude, it's me. It was like, oh my God, who are you? It was cute. I wish I'd had a way to take his picture. But back to the biblical thing. Yes, there's a lot going on. And if you ask me, it is the beginning of the end. These are the signs that Jesus spoke of. When you in one day, it is, you've got diverse earthquakes all over the place that usually are not, especially Russia. America's got a bunch of earthquakes going on. There's a tornado. No, the storm is throwing tornadoes. The cold front has actually reached Georgia. We have tsunamis warnings on the East Coast coming now because Russia got such a high. It was 8.6 earthquake. I don't know if anyone knows this even yet. So we have all these things going on. We also have earthquakes, like I said, across the United States, and volcanoes are trying to go off across the United States. And Yellowstone if Yellowstone blows, it's an ELE. It's an end of life effect for most of anything that is on the earth, because it will throw all this up and it will turn us into an ice ball like Pluto. So I'm a little worried because it sounds like the seals are being opened, and I'm one of those. I read my Bible through once a year, like Mr. Edgar Casey did, the sleeping prophet. May his name be a blessing. And yes, I was raised Catholic. I don't believe in organized religion. I'm not kissing nobody's ring, but I still talk to Jesus. Jesus, my buddy. We talk all the time. I talk to Jesus like he's my best friend right here. There was a girl who had passed away. She come back, little bitty thing. She painted a wall, and it was Jesus with the auburn hair and the beautiful hazel eyes and smiling, and you just wanted to jump in there. And that face, whenever I think of Jesus, that's who I see. She depicted him so well in that painting. She does sell. I can't think of her name offhand. If you want to know, send it in the live chat. Something, I'll get it to you. Just look her up if you want to. But they're expensive. They're like $35,000-$40,000 just for a print. She's kept the original, so would I. Amazing woman. But Jesus, everybody knows Jesus is real. You can't walk around 2,000 years later and talk about Jesus if he wasn't real. Although you've got some idiots that are all kind of stupid. They're still saying Palestine is real, which just never existed. The ones I think are funny is they're out there with mini shorts and, bras on, and they're saying free Palestine. Well, for one, they'd be shot on sight. These people dress their women like they look like little black cousinettes. And if you don't want to know what a cousinette is, since I'm trying to speak to the hippies group, go back to the Adams family. The little long haired dude was cousinette. You couldn't see him, just hair, like a little tent walking around with hair. These guys just looked like a little black tent walking around. You could put a supermarket under that bitch. They had rocket throwers under those things. The men did with it. How do you know who's the enemy you're fighting anyway? He's in sweatpants and Nike shoes. You don't, you don't want to kill civilians, so you stay dressed in civilian clothes. Smart. I don't like what's going on in Iran. I don't like the two of my flyers went down. I got my pilots back. I'm pretty good with that right now. I want to turn them into Berlin in 45, where you can't find a rock big enough to fit a penny. These people will kill the planet if they get a chance. And they've had a lot more than people know as well, as far as these things go. They have a lot. And you can see me. Maybe if you play with yours. I'll tweak mine and maybe have my son look at it before I do another one. Now I'm upset. I love these things. They got a bit of cinnamon blast at the end. And like I said, we're watching these Chinese ones, and it was just hysterically funny. They had two last night. They had to be done as comedies. And they were English dubs, so you didn't just have to watch the TV to read it. Although I do, because they're freaking funny. The girl ends up switching the sisters, switch husbands, because I don't know, she doesn't want the other guy. She wants this guy. And so she goes in, she's a Chinese bride, the red, the veil, all this stuff. And he's not going to touch her, but he's going to stay in the bed. And she's like, what? And this kind of thing. Well, when she's dreaming, she reaches over and all that. When she wakes up, Clothes started flying. So they did consummate that wedding. I would have consummated it 3 or 4 times. If you'd have seen the dude, you know what I mean. If I was 20, oh heaven gods, you'd have to give him a warning. Stay away from this woman with my picture. You won't see air for a month. That's why they don't let us know this shit till we're in our 60s. Know what I do with that. I hate losing stuff when I'm at the bar. Wonder if it's something with the light on the camera. I'm gonna have to have my husband there, my son take a look. My son can do all kinds of stuff. What his job is. Mm. I love getting up here and having one of my little cigarillos. And not to mention, I do like my whiskey, like I said, on the rocks, and I'm enjoying the hell out of that this morning. Well, this afternoon. I have not looked at politics today. I'm almost not giving an absolute rat's ass, except for Iran right now. I do want them pounded into the ground so hard they won't be able to buy a donkey until 2083. But that's just me. When you're a country, you have nuclear weapons. They're going, oh, but they can only, they have long or short range ballistic missiles. And I'm like, how many bases do you have over there? We didn't do a thing when they blew up the base and 282 sleeping Marines died. They didn't do nothing about that. They didn't do nothing about a lot of things. The way we left Afghanistan wasn't just, I don't even know what you'd call that. I'm just ashamed. I do not know. We had weekend at Bernie's for 4 years, and I do not know why any of them aren't in jail. Don't you know they were selling them pardons so much? I mean, there must be 5,000 people that are millionaires just for selling that shit. Oh, but they can't bother him, but they can rifle through Melania's drawers or panty drawers. Oh, please. Yeah, that's fair. Best, best, best lady you've ever had in the White House besides Jackie Onassis. Ladies, you should be uniting and standing by Melania Trump. That lady has class, style, grace. I mean, she's the it girl. She's not that young. She's not 20. She's not 30. And she's not 40. You need to cut her some slack just because you're jealous because she looks like she could be 30. Tough titties. That woman is classy and she brings a lot with her. Give her a chance. Stop tearing down the country. I don't care if you don't like the president and the first lady. I give a rat's ass. I ain't cared for a lot of them. I like Ronnie's jokes. Ronnie Reagan. It's pretty cool. We knew Mr. Carter, President Carter. My husband was on the farm next to him. So, you meet a lot of people in our lines of work. We were the ones who built the Georgia State Fairgrounds. We went the first 20 years, and after that, we was like, I'm good. But it's there today, and we went in when it was just a mud hole. Literally. That's another book. So I had all that stuff I wanted to tell you, and I seem to have managed to, I hope, get you clued in. You've got Army veteran, published author. I just think this is a great medium for all of us to meet, talk, and say, hey, it is love, not war. I do want him to pound Iran like into prehistoric era. I really do. I wouldn't say that, except you got fucking goddamn university students at Harvard that I'm sending $8.2 billion of my tax money to. Fuck you. I had to work 3 jobs and raise a kid on my own in order to feed him. Saying you fucks are giving Harvard money when they've got 800 billion and all this other stuff that they get. Y'all should be shot. It's treason. You're traitors. The other thing is the secession thing going on that they call sanctuary state. It's sanctuary states. It's called secession. You know what? Fort Sumter fired one fucking cannonball. He fired a cannonball. Fort Sumter, South Carolina, he fired a cannonball. It was Civil War. Instantly. It was Civil War. These mofos have been running around taking states here, states there, states there. Now we're starting to find out that they took trillions. For God's sakes, they were going through the airports in Minneapolis with carry-on luggage that had $6 million. in American cash. Do you know what that will get you in India? Think a minute. If you can't, Google it. These were more than rich bitches when they landed. And they're still were trying to get out. Lamborghinis were seized, Maseratis. What the hell was the first clue? The first clue was a podcaster, and I would say like me, but he actually got out there and did the footwork. Said, "This ain't a what's the Leering Center?" That's my favorite one. Mm. Well, it may be short because I don't think you can see much of me. I probably try to edit this one so you may miss me today. I may leave it in case you just want to listen to me bitch. I haven't seen anybody live chat today, and it's a Monday, and it's a freaking unholy God Monday. There's a line in the Bible that I remember that when the seals would be opened, that this generation will not have passed away, and that worries the hell out of me because I never thought I'd make it to this age. I figured at best 35 hours out. Nope. God still has something going on. I don't know if it's good or bad, but what the hell? Can't get out of it. I hope all of you that are watching me at home can at least grab a beer. Stop that. I have cats. Unfortunately, I have cats. If I have to get up and come over there, you will not keep your life. Stop it. This is why I said I would probably cut the broadcast short. I've got all this stuff going on and nothing's working right. And my husband's going to have to come through and I will try to work on it a little bit. And I like my music, especially when I'm drinking. And there was a couple other things I was going to throw in. I can't recall what they were right now. There's a whole bunch going on and stories about Michael Bennett on America's Got Talent. And once I'm gone. So if y'all haven't seen that or caught that beautiful song, they say it's created by AI. I already added it to the list of the songs that will be played at my wake. If my son hasn't lost the list, we have to redo the list. Um, it's a good song, and he's got several like that, so you can check that out. It's pretty damn good. Um, I may not be able to actually say that. I'm not sure yet. So if they can even see me in here, maybe they could adjust it. I have no idea. I just got up here to say, hey, it's Monday. I'm still here. Unfortunately, uh, Georgia's never been my favorite place. I've been all over the world, all over, literally from state to state, to country. I mean, I had a great career, and I'm very grateful for that. Because women, when I was just a 17-year-old enlisted, and I had chevrons, I had ROTC, and I had college and all that under my belt. I had started karate at 8, and I thought I had it. You know, I had track, I had archery, I had dancing, I had swimming in Olympic-sized pools, I had tennis, I had all gymnastics, and thought, okay, I'm ready because the WACs don't do any of this. Women's Auxiliary Corps, they wanted secretaries and nurses for the back lines. So I did both. When I got there and I landed, it was Columbia, South Carolina. It was Fort Jackson, and we were regular soldiers. They told us there would be no dishonor or whatever if we didn't want to do it because we had listed as rags. And I was like, fuck you. That's a damn challenge. Fuck you, I'm in. We all made it. Turned out though that shit rolls uphill if you have any rank. They had no rank. No rank. They were trainees. I was private first class. So before it got to the ones that it should have got to, I took the shit. Trained the I trained the shit out of them bitches. We took award after award. We didn't sleep for 3 months, but beat the shit out of it. Even even shooting, we all got our medals. I'll never forget them handing me a grenade and it was live. So, you got to get it over this thing. You got to get this. And I'm like, you guys need to run because I was always picked last in softball. They just fell out. So, okay, we'll stand by the exit. They did. They said they were there because if somebody didn't clear the wall, it would tumble down like on either side and they could throw it out there. It's like, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to throw that bitch and run to you guys. Get over there. But it turned out I took out the target. And then at the end of boot camp, I had to do the same thing, take out the machine gun nest. My partner jumped up, I had to cover her. And it was supposed to be the other way around, but I had to cover her because she had jumped up. So I hit the ground and my knee hit a stone and broke it cleanly. And that was fun because then I had to get the nest out because she tugged. So she didn't get shot by friendly fire, which I was considering heavily. So I finally got them out, and I was trying to use. And you don't do this in the military. You didn't. Now they have Velcro. I don't know what the shit that's about. It's an embarrassment. In any event, I had passed bivouac now. My leg went. I don't know if you remember the old green fatigues that you might have seen on MASH, but that's what we were. We even had the sea rashes for World War II. And not even the Vietnam War, it was World War II. They were feeding us shit. And my leg had swelled so bad that they had to cut the fatigues off because they were cutting into my leg. So it was a bad injury. And my CO sees me, and I'm using my rifle to try to walk. And I saw him, and I lifted the rifle, and I took a step at the same time. It was face down in the mud. We looked real good while we were in there. And he ran over, and he picked me up and cleaned off my face, and he's pretty good about it. They finally got a doozy, I think it was, that they could put me in and put the leg out the window because they couldn't find anything where they could fit the leg in, leave it down or whatever. And they, stabilized it and all that. I ain't screaming yet because I'm passing boot camp, motherfucker. I took that machine gun. Yes, I had a broken knee. And so here I was ready to go on and do my graduation. And my family was poor, even though, and they adopted me. Parade magazine covered it because they got money once a month. So all my friends were running to me after school break, going, "You were in the paper," because Parade magazine was pretty much the United States, the contiguous U.S. at least. And I was like, "Yeah, I know, idiots." But they told me I had graduated, and I was shocked because I thought for sure I had just got washed out because I severely broken leg. The whole leg's immobilized. And he's like, no, you're going to get get your stuff and pictures and all that stuff. I guess he also knew my family was not going to make it because I think they personally called family. And mine, none of them came. They could have. There were a couple that could have. They didn't. Sister, brother, and parents, even though adopted, did not come. Sister was sister. They adopted her with me. She didn't make it either. Um, Father was World War II, was at Pearl Harbor on leave when they strike. I don't think he believed in women in the military because he didn't even get up to see me go off on the day I left for the military, knowing it could be a year or so before I would return. And it was. I brought my child home 2 years later, but he had passed right after that. He never recovered, and I never knew what was wrong. He wouldn't speak to me after I enlisted. Lost a fiance that way. Well, we were friends. I gave his ring back. He was like, my wife has to be home with the children. So here you go. Well, yeah, I enlisted. He was Army. I came back on leave within, I guess it was 6 months. And I went to a friend's house who was just one down. If you've seen the '70s show, the basement, the pool table, all that's downstairs in the basement. That's where we all hung out. And I'm bent over this pool table, and he's like, "Who the hell is that? Can you introduce me?" And they all died laughing because they knew it was me. We'd all grown up together. So we had like 8, 9 years together. And so he's wondering why they're laughing. So he walks over because somebody had whispered it to me. And I was like, oh shit. Because I didn't even notice he was there. And so he walked over and oh my gosh. Oof. No wonder I was engaged, but neither of us wanted to be. Well, we did mind catching up for a couple of days. They had a lovely hotel just down the street. We stayed there for about 4 days. He had to go back, and I had to go back the next day. And we stayed friends. He married a little Korean girl, pretty little thing, and he has 5 children. So I was real happy for him. She's, of course, at home. Had a great career. He's now retired from the military. I'm retired. Husband's retired. So, yeah, my grandson's even an Army veteran. So that kind of dates me, or I wouldn't have put hippies in there. Let's go back and remind them what hippies are. The music that's played today by many things and many commercials and so forth and so on is ours. It's the 80s and the 90s when we were raising our kids. It's ours. Oh, they've got some great stuff that they came out with. Oh, that would be my husband. Let me see what I can do here. This ought to be fun. Hi, darling. You're on live.
What?
I said you were on live. I'm on my podcast about to wrap up.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know, you're not going to take time. It's going to be a minute. I got to run by the house. I forgot. I needed another wrench, so I got to come by and get some more wrenches and go back.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully it won't take much longer.
Okay. All right,
But,
bye.
go ahead and do it, baby. Be on whatever you got to do.
Okay, thanks.
All right. How about chicken on a stick tonight?
I thought we were going to the Golden Corral.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
Bye, darling.
All right, bye, dear.
My baby. He's 70, going to 71. I'm still 35, rocking back to 34. You believe that? I got 2 bridges out back I don't use anymore. Oh, God, I love that stuff. It's not like a normal whiskey. You can't use. It's so cool. It's almost like the candy of your childhood. I have a little bit of a mimosa there just to wash it down. But I see I'm really dark. I can't figure out what's going on here. I may have my son tweak it. It may need clean. But I'll find out if this. So I changed channels, guys. I'm now the Wicked Lady Hippie at the Bar live. I was just a lady hippie at the bar. I thought it was cool when I started 2 or 3 years ago. I said, just as a dream, I was like, I'd really love to try being a podcaster. And that Christmas, my son and my husband both bought me starter sets. And my son didn't do what he thought. My husband did. He knew I loved the golden mic. I think that's so cool. And so he bought me the golden mic. And we have all kinds of computers hooked up to everything. So I have the whole bar hooked up. And my friends make me unhook them when they come to the bar because they don't know how I do this. Some of them say flat out they're scared that someone will hurt them in a career. Others say because I have hippie in the description that it could be like, Cheech and Chong, I wish. Well, it's not far off, but so yes. Please come see me. Write in the comments, throw it in the live chat. See it later. Again, I hope, and I'm sorry, we will work on what's going on with the cameras here. You can still see me. I'm just a little grainy in the dark. Again, this is probably to my advantage. I was going to talk to you for an hour. I don't know if I'll still make the rest of it. I usually try to put an hour in, and I don't technically edit. I get up here, I am who I am. I'm a hippie. I want to talk to everybody about anything, everything. I mean, I love this stuff. They're like the little Chinese things they've got going on. They get the married thing I was telling you earlier, and something happens and they get drunk and and they're not going to sleep together. And so was it Prince, I guess, is on the bed. She's in the floor and she's drinking, drinking, drinking. He wakes up and he's injured. That's what it was. And he yells, water. And she wakes up and there's this bowl in front of her on a little table. And she grabs the bowl and yells, "Open your mouth," and throws the water over his face. He's all, I fell down laughing. Then there was the second one that I watched yesterday because I had time, which is unusual. But they had a girl marry a prince, and there was two princes and all kinds of crap. Were always going out to kill somebody. And the first thing he does is the day after the wedding, and they end up they're sleeping together, but they're not going to do anything. But she's a sleeper that talks and so forth. So she kind of jumped his bones. So the next day, in front of his grandmother and his mother, and the wife, he tells them, "I have syphilis," and she begins to beat the absolute snot out of him. And the grandmother's going, "Get him again!" And his cheeks are puffed up. He won't hit a girl. Princes aren't going to do this. Not honorable. So she wailed his ass. But the ending was good. He was treated and so forth and so on. And it was not his fault. Well, it kind of was. It's a mutual thing. But he was young. Da, da, da. And so they go on, of course, have the wonderful marriage. But the whole thing through it was absolutely hysterically funny. She would wait till like they were in public and she would attack him, or she would leap on him and start kissing his neck and so forth, and his cheeks and stuff, until he absolutely grabbed her mouth, began kissing her, running back into the house. Those places you can see the shadows in. I laughed. It was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I can't believe they didn't mean that as a comedy because it was hysterically funny. The brother comes back. He's got the faithful servant, his guard, and his guard's freaking. He's standing there with. They all come forward to come see him go off and get inside the house or what have you. And he comes forward and he's yelling, "Lily, I'm home. I'm late." And suddenly the doors open and smoke rolls out. She comes out with her hair all down her face, red lipstick all the way to her ears, like this, and they all run. And she keeps following. So they're convinced she's a spirit at first. So she goes, "Oh, Leo, that's the other, the brother. Yeah. Sorry, did I scare you guys?" And the husband's going, "Don't you ever." And she jumps on him. Get the legs wrapped around him. She's a little bit thing. He's big boy. And she starts talking about what he should do as far as making love or having sex or whatever you want to call it. And he kisses her just to shut her up. And every time he comes up for air, she tries to talk some more. So he keeps kissing her so she can't come up for air. And and the other prince is there, the brother. And again, the swordsman who protects him. And they're hanging on to each other, going, "Oh my God, it's a ghost. Don't you notice the ghost? She's going to get away from me. He should be protected." And of course, he goes inside the residence and clothes start flying. Chinese wear a lot of clothes back then. Funniest movie I've seen for a while is all I'm going to say. I cannot remember what it was, but you'll have to look for like Chinese short movies, English dubbed. This was an English dub, but otherwise, you're reading at the bottom, and you really got to watch. This way, I could take care of the cat. That was what I was going to tell you about the boat. We lost the one. We got this one. I call him Houdini because I can't keep him in the box with the blankets. He crawls out. So he's my little Houdini. But I've kept you for most of an hour, which is shocking. And I need to investigate why my laptop on my other side is not working and coordinate the four. And every day I have so much pressure. And by the time I get back, like today, we're going to run out to dinner. And I'll be worried the entire time. I'm thinking about putting the cat in the car. I also need to stop at Walmart because I'm running low on cat milk. This was the necklace my husband gave me, so I keep fiddling it. And that's just the earrings. And he sent some beautiful, I don't know if you can see them, probably not. They're little blue butterflies with diamonds in a long teardrop type thing with three other ones that that come down. It's a beautiful little look. And I was shocked. I was like, "Who are you?" And I repeating my husband's because you just don't trust that shit lady. Down after several decades, you're like, something's wrong here. But it's jewelry, so I'm good. I'm old. Where am I going? I think I found that it's wrong, maybe frowned upon at least. But if you've been married as long as I have, it's just too easy to let them off. It's worth keeping them. Torture them till they die. Don't tell nobody I said that. But I'm gonna have to come off. He's got to come, as you heard from the conversation, and get more tools and go back out. So I'm still hoping I get to go out to eat. Again, this was the gown that he bought me out. You can't see a heck of a lot of it. It follows the A line. It's got the lace at the sleeves and the bottom of the skirt, and it flows out. But I'm not going to wear the slip under it because I need it to flow. It's great. Weather's changed here, and it's a lovely breeze. And it's a good look, so I'm going to leave that. I switched from pants because of the horrific injury I sustained with my last channel. This is why I started the new channel. I wasn't on for a year, surgeries, yada, yada, yada. I've even had surgery again recently because the screw-in loosened. I had to go back and screw in, which was on the L bracket that's holding my ankle to the bones of my leg. This is why I can still walk. Yeah, you gotta love that. So I did pretty good to get to this age without too many falls. So I guess what I wanted to tell everybody was lighten the fuck up. Look around the world. Go back to your Bible and look at what Jesus told you. And I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not trying to be. Or I'd be an evangelist and have two planes. But when they asked Jesus what they would know of the end times and his return, he told them nobody. I don't even know when I'm coming back. Only person knows is the Father. But I can tell you there'll be some signs. Yeah. There'll be earthquakes in diverse places. Got that. There'll be tsunamis in diverse places. Had that. There will be volcanoes. There will be war. There will be earthquakes. Father will kill mother. Mother will kill children. He had plenty of them to tell you when it was coming. And when I see a camel fucking floating in the Sahara Desert, I'm like, okay, this is biblical. When I see locusts cover a children's bus trying to take them home, that's freaking biblical. I don't care who you are. And now you've got tidal waves today, fires today in California, of course. You have Corpus Christi's lake is gone. And I'm so upset about that. We got earthquakes in diverse places indeed in Russia, for God's sake. 8.6. Yeah, aftershocks of 6.9 and below. Oh my God. You've got volcanoes going off that haven't recently. I don't know about y'all. Read that passage again. Look it up. You can do it on Google this way. Get your Bible. It don't matter. I get the Bible. I'm used to that. I say, yep, check, yep, check, yep, check. I'd be like Cat Williams, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. God doesn't mind if I talk like that because if he did, I'd have been smiling 20, 30 years ago. Well, 40 or so. If you like this at all, throw a like in there for me for at least trying with all these problems staring me in the face. If you don't, you can say that too. I know we're having trouble with the live feed. I know we're having trouble with you seeing me. I'm trying to get that fixed, I promise. If you've ever followed any of my videos, I am most grateful. If you do like it, if you dislike it, please say so. Come and see me. I'm in Augusta, Georgia, by the way. Send me an email. Well, it's wickedsanford@gmail.com. I prefer you throw in comments or live chat, and I will contact you. And I will move your information out quickly. But I don't put up different videos unless absolutely called for because I don't need a video that I've already seen 100 times to talk about what I already know. And you don't either. I want hippies to get up here and talk about what's going on today. I'm retired. If they keep increasing the funds for God's sakes, the egg thing drives me crazy. My husband loves eggs. And we were up to $20 for 18 eggs. It's just stupid. And again, it's Augusta, Georgia. What can you do? We live right next to the base. I have always lived next to a base since 17 years old. I also carry, concealed carry. I also have a permit. For all of you within the sound of my voice, please take my advice. Go down, be trained after you pick what weapon you want. Have the sheriff's department train you. Get that certificate to carry. Because the life you save may not be your own. When they go into a synagogue to kill men, women, and children, you might be able to step up and end that bastard. It's not a game, folks. It's just not. I re register every year, and I have carried since I was 17 years old. And there's been a reason. And I have been pinned down one of the few times I did not carry. I've been pinned down in an area in San Antonio where they finally got the shooter who was using an M16 in the middle of a home. And people, let me tell you, he had us pinned down. You don't know what an M16 round would do to a body, but I did. And they were children. I had 6 children. I'm trying to get to safety and having to stay in the one area that I knew they couldn't kill them. I didn't care about me. These are children. They're babies. They're tots. They're just. Have you ever tried to keep that many babies quiet in the same spot? It's just, oh my God. So, yeah, the one time I didn't take it, people died. A lot of people died. I don't want that to happen ever again. So, I plead with you. If you're my son's age or younger, like my grandson, in your 20s, go get that stuff. Go get it. Learn how to use it. Keep it the hell on you. Because again, the life you save may not be your own. And I've seen 2 or 3 things where they showed that the men that fought back had concealed carry permits. And I did want to touch on that. Charlie Kirk, may his name be a blessing. Amen. I borrowed a little from the Catholics and the Israelis on that. I loved him. Only knew him as the guns that proved me wrong. Didn't know about family politics. Didn't know that. He was slaughtered. They wanted this public, just like they did JFK. The thing that kills me is I hit my knees when I came in the door of the grocery shop and it hurt it. And said, oh my God, this reeks of JFK. And it did. And my husband was like, how the hell did you know that? I was like, I don't know. And I didn't know anything of his background. I thought I did, but I didn't. But he deserves to be remembered. So Charlie Kirk's name needs to be repeated by every podcaster who ever comes on from now until they do not come on. Let's not let this man have died in vain. Let's find out what the hell happened here. He was shot from the only roof that gave access. He was seated in a chair for the first time I think that I've ever seen him. He was always up on the stage walking around. It was one shot, one kill. I dated a few of those guys. Snipers don't fuck around. And you're going to try to tell me this little 22-year-old bitch who's a fluffy got a one shot, one kill with a World War One grandfather's rifle? I'm not buying this shit. The grainy photographs don't even show a rifle being carried by that son of a bitch. But will the truth come out? I don't know. I haven't even bothered to look at what they let go of JFK. Because I don't believe in none of it. My adopted father used to run moonshine. And he said before I left, before he even knew about the army, thank God, because he was still talking to me, that the mobsters, the Teamster mobsters that hung up their Tommy guns, put on a tie and moved to D.C. I have never found a more descriptive statement for what happened to our government by 1945, 6, 7. They had it cut down by the time they were in the 60s. And they were so good they wanted to show you they could assassinate a fucking first rate politician and man that was beloved by this country on live air. Live air. Charlie Kirk was loved by us extremely, just like John F. Kennedy. He's gone. John F. Kennedy Jr. Suddenly, after many thousands of flights to Martha's Vineyard, decided that the sea was up and the sky was down. He got confused and crashed his plane. I really do have two bridges here I'm not using. Please call me. So there's all kinds of shit to talk about. We need love, peace. We need all of this. But we need to do it under moderation. Do you want Iran to be able to reach out and hit our people from different, like Kuwait, like Saudi Arabia? Do you want them to send those missiles into those barracks like they've done before? Do you want them to send them as far as they can? Oh, goody. So they get to kill X amount of people? Oh, come on. No. Razz it to the ground. Razz it to the ground. If you're an enemy of the United States, I don't leave not standing. So it's a damn good thing that I ain't a general and I'm not the president in charge. Because there wouldn't be a pebble worth of marble. You attack my country, you attack countries in NATO, is the same as attacking my country. You've done this for years. The slaughtering at the barracks in Beirut. Come on. Somebody had to stop him. Where the hell is NATO? Do they stand by their allies? Because if not, we don't need a nuclear shield for their bastards. I don't care if they finally decided to do their 5%. Fuck you. And as far as that goes, we've sent a third carrier group, and these bitches haven't sent shit. Shame on you. Hang your heads. Shame, shame, shame on you. Don't offer to bring those bitches after we've done one. Personally, I'd shove one up your ass. Again, this is why women don't rule. They frown on that stuff. So, I think you can see me fairly well, I hope. But my time is up, and my husband's probably coming. So, God forgive me, and you too. I will see if I can do something about this camera and find out what's going on. God bless. May the good Lord take a liking to all of us. Amen.